Focus on, number one, we're going to elevate what we do well. Do what we do and do it better. We're going to evolve the defense. So we're going to add things. We're going to tailor things to the players and the person. We're really focused on taking what we've built and the foundation that's laid and taking it to another level. We're going to do those things better without getting into X's and O's that you'll see on game days. But we're going to do some of the things that separated this defense, and we're going to keep doing those things. Then just the things that we're going to evolve, there's different areas that through my time as a coordinator that we were able to implement pre-snap, post-snap, using different people, different personnel in different areas. And we're going to try to apply those here. So there's a flow state to calling plays. You have to have a plan for field zone situations, the style of play from the offense, how the coordinator likes to call the game. It's almost like you're in a lab. You're getting better and better, and being able to do that, to apply it, do it in real situations with pressure involved, is to put your guys in an advantageous position. Whether it's allowing them to do something they're good at or putting them in a position where the offense doesn't always have the pen last. They're not able to dial something up and scheme you up consistently. 3 of the first 4 drives against Michigan State, we gave up touchdowns. So that was a wake-up call. Everything you do during the week is just as important, if not more important, than what you do on game day. So the standards that you demand, the separators that we apply, like all of those things show up in the game, and you can't get it back. You can't just all of a sudden flip a switch and say, hey, we want to be violent and fast, and we want to play square, and we want to get off blocks, because you have to have built that in through the week of prep and through fall camp and all of those things. So that was a big learning point for me. That constant demand that we applied as coaches to the players and to the units is something that really elevated after that first game. Then I would say game 2, 3, 4, I really started to get confident what I was doing on game day. But at the end of the day, man, it's about the players, the staff, the culture you've built, and then calling plays that help those guys. We're going to be the best version of ourselves, tailor things to our personnel. Slowly but surely that will evolve and look different over time. Constant demand is that every team's different, the personnel is different. What works for certain teams doesn't work for other teams. It's always evolved, and constant demand. Our culture, our expectations, how we teach our separators, our scheme, everything, every day, we have to set the standard and we have to demand that from our players. And then when we get in games, it's like pressing play. It's like autopilot at that point, and creating genuine relationships, like love, care, like I'm invested in the guys in this building. And I think they'll see that on a day-to-day basis. I have the confidence in myself, the foundation of this defense. What makes this defense special and different? I own those areas. Like I feel I have a mastery of those areas just through my relationship with Coach Minter, through being in this building, through working with Derwin. Like the things that separate us, I feel really strongly about those and what it takes to evolve those and really elevate those. And then just doing it for a year, being able to be creative, being able to put guys in different positions and start to learn how to piece the personnel together. I had a lot of confidence to do this. I think I am the man for the job.
How do you navigate going from?
I have to be the vision. I have to be the standard. Every day I walk in the building, people look to me for leadership guidance. What's our plan? Your personality, what you believe, and that starts to come out day by day process. And you talk about just stripping away ego, being humble, finding a way to add value to a room that you have no idea what's going on. That was my start as a coach. And through that season, through the next season, going back to defensive backs, I learned competitiveness, passion, energy, violence within the white lines. Like those things are what I love in football and embody who I am. And so that's really where my love for defense grew. And that was the start of my career. I think as a coach, you operate with a certain level of respect, accountability, demand on the players. So when you transition roles from a position coach to a coordinator, there's not a lot that changes as far as your interaction with them. I think all the guys here see me as a coach, see me as a guy that's gonna push them and elevate them and really pull the most out of them, which again, as a player, that's what you want. I think when I left Western Michigan, I cried like a baby when I was talking to the players, because you invest so much in them, and like all they want a coach that loves them, that like respects them as a person, loves them, wants what's best for them, but ultimately makes them better. Like, can you demand more from me than I think I have? And so that's our job as players, and as a position coach or a coordinator, that's what you're here to do. Yeah, we tailored some things, so became a little bit more concise. Like, I want the players to be able to spit it back to me, like, and our coaches, like, hey, if you can really reverberate what we're saying, if you can spit it back to us, you can say in the moment, and that's going to even show up even faster and better in games. So there's some things that we'll do to streamline it, try to be on the cutting edge of that, but 100%, it's fundamental defensive football. I think that goes wherever you go, that's step one of creating an elite defense. Similar, how excited, can't put it into words. A guy like we always talk, me and him talk about like addicted to getting better. Be the best. Every single day you win, you lose, whatever. Ultimate competitor. Spending the year with him that I did here, hate saying favorites, but one of my favorite players I've ever worked with and coached because of how contagious his energy is, how great he wants to be. So attention to detail, like being better at what he already does. That's time on task. That's watching film. That's making sure we all speak the same language between the coaches that are in the room, myself, him, just really like streamlining his mindset and his process. To me, he's the best version of himself when there's clarity. And we always say clarity equals velocity. And so if we give him more clarity, he's going to play faster. I don't think I pulled anything out of him. I was just alongside of him. Like he has his mindset. It's the same thing. Like he wants to be great, and he does it in a different way than Derwin. Like he is super cerebral. He wants to know the how, the why. He wants to know everything. And so I try to just tailor the way that I interact with those guys, teach those guys to what they need and want. And for him, it just took explaining everything. I mean, you have to break down everything and give him a reason why we're doing it. And once he knows that, it's full steam ahead. And so I don't know. I was available. He did the work, though. I just gave him the pieces, tried to explain the whys and the hows, and I love working with him.